Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus Today. Tacitus Today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this live stream. Please listen to this presentation as you would a radio broadcast. In this essay, I'd like to talk about this is a sort of a personal experience, I guess. Is a guy I know. He's give or take about 10 years younger than me, but I've known him for quite a while, and he quite excitedly told me some time ago he's discovered that he, in fact, was a foster child. The people that he thought were his parents weren't. When one of them died, the foster parents, this is the other one said, "Look, I think you should be told that actually, you're not our son. We adopted you, and as part of like a fostering program back in the day, which was not uncommon back in the day, incidentally." So he took it rather well, I thought, and given his age and maturity, it was probably something he could sort of consider in the wider scheme of things. But he then said about finding his birth mother and finding his twin. Now, I'll summarize a little bit here, but what had happened is that they were both born in England, and one twin went to one family that migrated to the United States, and the other twin, him, went to another family that ended up migrating to Australia. So he came to Australia when he was quite young, 5 years old, something like that. And so he's as Australian as anyone else. But what was interesting is the twin, the American twin, decided to come over to Australia and visit, and it was quite a big moment for him. And I think maybe for moral support reasons or something along those lines, I wouldn't have thought I was close enough to him to be invited to such a momentous occasion. But anyway, he invited us along, so I went along. Now I had. You read in novels and stories and so on about twins separated at birth and how they end up leading, even though they go to different families, and they end up leading very similar, if not the same lives. And I always thought that was a lot of hokey, and so I didn't. And again, there are stories around. There were various studies actually done in the 60s about this, and where it was mentioned, American studies where it's mentioned there's often a similarity, but again, I never thought much about it, and so just sitting down with this guy and his twin, they look pretty similar. They're not identical twins, but you can tell they're sort of related. But now here's some crazy stuff that just sort of really blew me away and had me, had the sort of the skin on the back of my neck going. It was just. Firstly, they got married at almost the same time, like within a couple of months of each other. So the same age, they got married. They married what could have been identical women who behaved in the same way. They both got divorced in about the same time, and they both then remarried women who they're with now today. And these two women could be sisters. And the same hair coloring, the same skin coloring, they both got brown eyes. They these women could be twins. So they both had the same employment. They were both computer programmers, coders, and it would be hard that they even have the same interests, the same hobbies and interests and so on. It's almost, you just can't believe it that they're that similar. So they went to. Now here's the thing that now remember they're only a few months old. They separated shortly after birth, to different families in different areas, going to different countries. They go through different education systems. Different. One's brought up in a hot, warm, temperate climate, and others brought up in a climate where it's snowing and cold, 3-4 months of the year. It's completely different sort of in every way. And yet they've led a life that's almost exactly the same. They've done the same things at the same time, done the same occupations, married the same sort of women, then remarried and married this again. Both the women they chose in both occasions of marrying were almost exactly the same. And looking at the two, like the marriage patterns I have today, this is after both have been through a divorce. Again, those two could have been sisters. It was saying, looking at them. Holy crap. So it was, there's got to be something in this that twins sort of behave the same, but not only have they made the same, they've made exactly the same life decisions within the same timetable. It's almost like they both stuck to the same timetable, made the same life decisions, have been attracted to the same sort of things, as in not only the women in their lives, but the hobbies and this sort of thing. That's absolutely insane. But yet there you are. And I maybe saw it more clearly and perhaps in starker relief than he did, because he's too much in the middle of it, perhaps. But there you go. So there's something in that. But I came away shaking my head in disbelief, thinking, well, can this even be possible? But it was. There's the proof, sort of right in front of me. So just a little short story about a personal experience. You've been Tacitus today, and thank you for joining this live stream.